Honourable members, Mr. Speaker.
Honourable members, Yiminogat quorum, Parliament is suspended in a belly ring.
Honorable members, we have quorum. Member for Manyama, Minister for Mining, will lead us in prayer.
Thank you. Let's pray. Heavenly Father, Lord, we thank you today for the gift of life, and thank you for the opportunity to lead your people in every part of this country. We thank you for bringing us together in this august house where we present the petition of our people. And this morning we commit our Prime Minister, and ministers, governors, and all honorable members, opposition leader and deputy opposition leader, and all leaders of the House into your hand. As we deliberate the issues of our people, we pray that may you give us wisdom, knowledge, and understanding so that, Lord, we can discuss the issues with empathy and with sincerity for our people. We commit each and every one of us, our Deputy Speaker, into your hand as he chairs the discussion and deliberation today. May you grant him wisdom and understanding. We commit our lives into your hand this morning. May you forgive us and may you lead us as we all come together to say the prayer that you have taught us. Our Father, who art in heaven, hallowed be thy name. Thy kingdom come. Thy will be done
On earth as it is in heaven. Give us this day our daily bread. And forgive us our trespasses,
as we forgive those who trespass against us. And lead us not into temptation, but deliver us from evil.
For thine is the kingdom and power forever and ever.
Amen.
Honourable members, I have to inform the Parliament of the death of Sir Noel Levy on 11 March 2026, a former member of New Ireland Province. He was first elected to the Second National Parliament in 1977 to 1982 and Third National Parliament 1982 to 1987. During those terms, he served as a Minister for Foreign Affairs and Trade between 1980 and 1982. Mr. Philip Taku, on the 14th of March 2026, a former member of the Mosby Northeast Open Electorate. He was first elected to the 6th National Parliament in 1997 to 2002 and elected as member of the National Capital District in July 1997. During those terms, he also served as a member of several parliamentary committees, such as Broadcasting and Parliamentary Proceeding Committee, Legislation Committee, and Privilege Committee. After a brief period of silence, honourable members, I would ask you all to rise in your place in memory of the late gentleman. I thank the Parliament. Honourable members, I have to acknowledge their presence in the public gallery, grateful students and their teachers from Gerehu Secondary School in the National Capital District. On behalf of the National Parliament, I extend you all a warm welcome. Clerk, any petitions? Notices? Honourable members, we only have 45 minutes for question time. So I'd like to remind all honourable members that much of the Member of Parliament they wish to ask questions. So when you ask your question, make your statement short, and those ministers who are replying to the questions, get to the point so that we give enough time for much members to ask their question. Question time. The Honourable Deputy Opposition Leader.
Thank you, Acting Speaker. If I can, Deputy Speaker, if I can raise a question without notice to the good Minister for Defence. Mr. Speaker, the Goldie River Training Depot is situated in Hirikwari District and around just past Laloki Bridge. The first turn on the right is to Goldie River Training Depot. Acting Speaker, in the last 4 budgets since 2022, a sum of 5 million kina has been appropriated for this particular access road, which is a national road, each budget cycle. But, Mr. Speaker, there has been very little seen on that road since 2022, and I ask the good Minister to address why and how these funds of totaling a sum of 20 million kina has been expended or appropriated, and the road is not even sealed. It is a road of 7 kilometers, a stretch of road that leads into the training depot where our good soldiers are trained. Mr. Speaker, also, even more so, my officers have been approached by the commanding officer on site, and we have learned also that even basic medical supplies have deteriorated badly, that they are even borrowing from other military bases. Can this situation be resolved by the good Minister, who is in charge of the budget allocation for PNG Defence Force in the country? Goldie is actually one of those facilities. Added to that is the absence of even an ambulance, where mothers, the wives of soldiers and the soldiers themselves are having great difficulty accessing medical services in Port Moresby and other facilities. Thank you, Mr. Speaker.
The Honourable Minister for Defence.
Thank you, Deputy Speaker. I thank the member for Hirikwari for this very important question. The road that leads to the Goldie River Training Depot is a very important road. And I have also noticed the road is in a very bad shape. But in the last, I think, 6 months, that road has already been graded. The contract has been given, as I am aware, by the Department of Works and Highways. And it is with a contractor. Every year there has been budget allocated, but the road has not been done. So I will check my department and also check the Minister for Works and Highways and find the status of the road. With regards to the medical facilities at Goldie River Training Depot and all other facilities, we do have the medical department in the defense, and it is up to us to make sure that those facilities are maintained, as well as make sure the medical equipment and drugs are there, and ambulances are placed. I would like to also say that we have ordered 4 ambulances. As a doctor, I have realized that we really need to improve in the medical department of the Defense Force. And those 4 ambulances that have been ordered, one of them will be placed at the Goldie River Training Depot, one will be sent to Lae, and one will be in the, the Highlands operations. So those actions have been done, but there is still a work that needs to be done in the medical department in defense. Thank you, Deputy Speaker.
All member for Middle Ramu.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. May I ask you one question? Inogatok Savegolo, Minister Blong, Auction Highway, At me like him, Honorable Minister too can take note, Minister of Law, Planning and Monitoring, Minister of Law Defense, Minister of Law, Foreign Affairs, all can take note. Bien long, ask him me can give him, ask him paper go long all, now we can all him. Ask him me, Mr. Long, paper by me read him. Mr. Speaker, me talk thank you long. You giving me time long. Looks have long. You looks have long. All people blow me the ramo now. Now you giving me time. Mixing people mouse long. All people blow me the ramo. Me talk thank you go long. Marapero so gaman long. Looks have long. Road long. Medeng baya medeng. Underneath long. Kina po kina. Namilok sawa long this land, namitok thank you. Mr. Speaker, me like ask him serious question from me. Kolong Minister also. Along 2015, national government been some line signing one blah agreement loan long Indian Action Bank. And then it money mark long, $100 million US. Na and then it this money, he got 3 plan national impact project, and then long Papua New Guinea. So money me only broke him down, $20 million US. He go long, Mount Aken National na Supreme Court House. 60 million, he go along Medeng Road. 20 million, he go along Kimbe Oskins 4-lane road. And then it long US dollars. Mr. Speaker, Deputy Speaker, long sambla time he go finish, me been go long office long late for my Minister of Works na highway na me ask him plenty, ask him go also want him long display money, Minister also want him now. Story long display money stop or money only finish or me like save. Na me find out awesome display money me stop. But underneath long money long Mount Aken Court House. Money Treasury looks away along this plan, assign him agreement or minon up kill along this plan. But me like ask him, na talks, ask him blomi golong minister. Also this money, I'm still stop yet. But paper me all him stop lawyer longen. Give him golong all minister responsible minister na. Minister of Works and Highway can look away, but ask him me. Me ask him long and this road and Mr. Long blood time. E come also. But thank you, Maraperoso Gamani looks away long. Help him. But me come in up, we have 50 years now. Na me look him also this road and me sit down yet. Na all people belong me to Ramu. This road and me no road belong. Where Middle Ramu district by make him road long national government na connect penchi in up make him. But me look him me hard now. Na mix him this time long beyond long 51 years go back. Me like him was this road he must come up. Now na money belong kina for kina long Middle Ramu DSIP money me play put him underneath long. By a Medeng Road. Na me play make him stop. Na underneath long this loan, me play make him long this loan he must come up. Na road he must connect. Na this road emino one pla lig road no got road long.
Honorable member, you ask him, put him question.
And background belong, story belong me make him. Me pilin pain lo road belong me, so me talk, me talk. Ibla got time long talk. Why ibla talk? So,
Go ahead.
Mr. Deputy Speaker, ask him long me. I may also. This la road only been working. Put him consultant long make him design na drawing. Come up on ogat. Na me wait to go ogat now. Na me talk him works national works. Lo me by put him geotech study money. But national works me talk us him all by put him. Only put him finish on ogat. Geotech study come up on ogat. But me like ask him question below me. Ego also. This la work me come up long in. Please, me ask him go long. National planning and monitoring, you must look survey along this blah. Departments of Treasury must look survey along this blah. Na departments of works and highway, na department of foreign harvest, when them defense. You must look along this blah. Na making money available. Ask him Blomilo Minister also. Number one, why all that implementing agency as stated process and prevented timely drawdown and implementing to this very important economic corridor road project, while the government of PNC is committed to the line of loan. 1. 2. If the line of loan from Indian Action Bank currently status is active and committed to government of PNC, then agency is required to establish PSC to provide oversight governance and strengthen coordination among agents to avoid the further cost and delay and ensure project execution. In the light of this, PSC is urgently needful, and who is responsible to set up PSC and how soon? 3, can you confirm that the Indian Action Bank requested Department of Works and Highway last year, 2025, to carry out the detailed design and geotechnical study? Where are we now as far as study is concerned? Finally, this is not a district road project, but it is indeed a very important second national highway to Okok Islands Highway. Therefore, can you please give assurance to the people of Midoramu, Medang Province and the Islands region and PNC at large when the district and Medang Province would be invited purposely to accelerate process on this road project? Thank you, Mr. Deputy Speaker.
Honourable Minister for Works and Highway.
Mr. Speaker, I wish to thank the good member for Middle Ramu and also the Assistant Speaker of the House, Honourable Kamdaru. Long good important question. Let me ask him now in the morning. Me quickly just go through long give some information in regards to that particular question, and for the benefit of giving more time to all NARPLA leaders long all question only got two, but giving more prominence to this particular question because it's very important. Me like just give him this honourable house a quick brief and a good honourable member on the status of the Baya-Medang Road corridor. Now, the road is a very important road. It is part of our Baya-Medang corridor, and we know it is a very strategic road. And I do sincerely want to place on record that I do, on behalf of the department, want to give him big bell sorry. This is an example also of how political will wants to get things moving, but the bureaucracy and the administrative arm of government is not meeting the demand of our people. And whilst the administrative process is slow, our people feel the greatest brunt and the impact of us not getting things done. Now, I wish to assure the Honourable House that the Baya-Medang corridor is now recognized as a priority corridor under the government's Connect PNG Economic Road Program for 2020 to 2040. The Marape Rosa government remains fully committed to ensuring that Middle Ramu district is connected to the national road network in the next phase of infrastructure development. Now, to demonstrate this commitment, the government, through the Department of Works and Highways, in partnership with Middle Ramu and the Medang provincial government, has already begun progressive works to open up the corridor. And I want to thank our honourable member for, in his own initiative through his DDA, has put in money to begin work whilst waiting for the bigger program, which is what is at hand. This reflects our government's whole of government approach to addressing the connectivity challenges raised by honourable member. Now, Deputy Speaker, while the external financing arrangement has taken time to progress, the government has not waited idly. Practical interventions have already commenced on the road. The government released $5 million last year to undertake works on missing link sections of the road corridor. The Department of Works and the Highways has supplied a 100-metre bridge to Middle Ramu district, and works to install the bridge are now commencing. Our Plant Transport Division, PTD, has already constructed an open road section from Usino to Ramu River last year, and improving accessibility into the corridor. Now, these interventions are part of the government's incremental approach to progressively connect Middle Ramu to national highway system. Mr. Speaker, with respect to the Indian Exim Bank line of credit, I wish to clarify that the financing arrangement has proven technically complex, involving several agencies, including Treasury, Planning, Foreign Affairs, and lending institutions. Because of the complexity of the loan arrangements and the compliance, it has taken more than 8 years since the original agreement in 2015. Now, government agencies have had to resolve administrative financing and procurement requirements to ensure compliance with both PNG and lender regulations. Despite these challenges, the government continues to engage with Exim Bank and relevant agencies to ensure financing arrangements can support the long-term development of the corridor. Mr. Speaker, I want to assure the honourable member and the people of Middle Ramu that the Department of Works and Highways has already made significant progress. At present, Usino to Ramu River section completed by PTD, bridge supply delivered, and installation commencing, remaining missing link Simbai to Awam section. The Simbai Awam section is the remaining missing link, and this section is scheduled to be progressed this year as part of our priority work program, Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker, the corridor is not merely a district road. It is a strategic national economic corridor that will eventually provide an alternative access route linking Medang Province, Middle Ramu, and the Highlands region. The government therefore assures the people of Middle Ramu that the corridor remains a priority under Connect PNG. Funding support has already commenced. Work are progressing in stages. The remaining links will continue to be addressed under the government's national roads connectivity agenda. Mr. Speaker, the Marape Rosa government is determined in the next 50 years of our nation's development, so no district will remain isolated from the national road network. Mr. Speaker, I hope that has given an overview of where we are with the question, and I would be happy to receive the question on paper, and that I can follow through and provide him in writing also to our good honourable member. Thank you, Assistant Speaker.
We have a supplementary. Governor for West New Britain.
Thank you, Deputy Speaker. Mila asking separate question tasol. West New Britain hoskins to Kimbetu and mention Lodishla Indian Exim Bank Road. Can the Minister for Works can also assure my people of West New Britain that this road also will be attended to inside government connectivity agenda? If the loan is taking too long, as the Minister just stated, it took more than 8 years for them to deal with complaints and administrative matters. So it's, should we wait for 8 years, or can the Minister can relook at and see how we can fund it ourselves, the promised Hoskins to Kimbe Road, especially the 10-kilometer approach to town as 4 lanes stated in the Indian Exim Bank loan agreement. And that, Deputy Speaker, I want to correct that under the reviewed agreement, it was $40 million for this 4-lane road. Even that $40 million Deputy Speaker, wouldn't be enough actually to even do this Hoskins to Kimbe Road. But I just asked this question that will the minister undertake to promise the people of West New Britain that this most important economic line for West New Britain, Hoskins to Kimbe, also be attended under government's connectivity agenda if this Indian Exim Bank is not forthcoming? Thank you, Deputy Speaker.
Our Minister for Works.
Mr. Speaker, I thank the good governor for West New Britain again for echoing his concern over the Hoskins to Kimbe Road, and I want to give my assurance that we will ensure that we follow through and assist the process, expedite itself quickly to ensure that we get the appropriate support and funding. And I note your concerns that you've raised several times, and I want to just assure the people of West New Britain that I will follow through on that commitment. And this is a priority road, just like every other national road that is gazetted to ensure that that is delivered. Assistant Speaker, I hope that I've answered the question.
The Honourable Opposition Leader.
Thank you, Deputy Speaker. My question without notice goes to the good Minister for Petroleum, the Honourable Jimmy Maladina. Deputy Speaker, this is a flow-on question from my question to the good Treasurer with respect to devaluation of the kina and how the country can increase its FX reserves. In the Treasurer's response, he highlighted that once we get a final investment decision on some of these big projects that are in the pipeline, then we will be in a position to increase FX reserves. So my question to the good Minister, Deputy Speaker, is, since 2019, we have been announcing that Papua LNG FID will take place in 2020, then in 2022, then in 2023, then in 2024, and now it's 2026. 6 years on, there is no FID for Papua LNG. So my question, Deputy Speaker, is if the good Minister can clearly tell the Honourable House and the people of Papua New Guinea, when can we expect the FID, the final investment decision for Papua LNG to take place? What are the hurdles that are preventing us from expediting this process? And thirdly, and which raises a bit of a concern, Deputy Speaker, is what is the status of the business development grants that was given to the people of Gulf and Central? So these are my 3 questions to the good Minister for him to clearly tell this Honourable House and the people of Papua New Guinea. Thank you, Deputy Speaker.
Minister for Petroleum.
Thank you, Deputy Speaker. I'd like to thank the good opposition leader for his question. I also like to congratulate him on his elevation to the opposition leadership and also to the deputy opposition leader. 2 fine young men in the first term have reached that position. Congratulate both of them. In relation to Papua LNG, it's as I said, it's quite a difficult project. We, as on the government side, and through the support of the Prime Minister and Deputy Prime Minister, we are pushing the developer, Total Energy as the operator, and its joint venture partners to get an FID. And it's not as easy as it looks like, because we are dealing with the developer, and also the developer is also working with the banks to try to secure finance. From the latest status I can give to the country, announce to the country, is that meeting with Total Energy as the operator, they have given us some dates. The last time they gave dates was the first quarter of this year, 2026, that we might look at FID. Unfortunately, that has passed, and because of finance issue, and that's totally out of the control of even the partners of Santos. The partners of Papua LNG, because they're dealing with most of what they call export credit agency to fund this project, And as I indicated in my last discussion and my last report to Parliament was that we, as this project was going on, and when it was signed up, there were some delays in the project. The first delay was that I think when the government changed after the contract was signed, there was some issues about trying to review the particular project agreement. Unfortunately, that didn't occur because Total stood its position under the signed contract and didn't want to move from there. But the government at that time, the new government, did get some clawback and did do some progress. And unfortunately, we had that COVID incident. COVID period came into the country, and that delayed the project further. And by the time the good Prime Minister and the government went to see Total Energy, and we negotiated to try to get them to put the project back onto tender. And they went out to tender, but the cost of the project blew out to about $18 billion. So substantial blowout. So they had to relook at the bidding process, and I'd like to thank Total for that, as operators and the joint venture partners, and they restricted the tender process to mainly the Asian contractors, China, Korea, and Japan, and that reduced the price. Now they've got a final figure of around 14.5 billion USD to do this project. Unfortunately, when they signed the contract, the project price was about 11.9 billion USD, and now we've got 14.5. So the project proponents have come back to the government, asked the government to assist them in some tax incentives to try to claw back the price between 12 billion to 14.5. So a gap between about 2.5 billion USD. So we've been negotiating with Total non-stop. The government hasn't gone to sleep on this one. We've been at their back all the time trying to get them to get FID. We've been talking to them constantly, and we're trying to, at the moment now, we've bridged the gap. So we as a government, at the moment I cannot say in public because it has to go back to Cabinet for discussion and approval, but the government has decided we will give them some assistance. We will give them some assistance to make sure that this project happens. So there's a difference of, as I said, 12 billion, 14.5. We've been looking at about an assistance of about, I don't know at the moment. It's subject to NEC's wisdom, but we will come to some arrangement and we will make sure this project gets off the ground this year. So that I can assure you. So let me put it on record that we as a government, we're trying our best to get FID sometimes this year. And as I said, it is not in the power of the government. The government can only rely upon the developer and the financiers of the project. And the financiers, as I said, they're all export credit agency, which are government banks. Government banks between Japan, Korea, China. The US is included in this consortium of banks looking at funding this project. In principle, the operator tells me that finance has been secured, in principle. But now they're going through the process. And I can only rely on the developer and the operator telling me that. So that's where we stand on the FID. As to the hurdles, as I encompass in my answer to you, Deputy Speaker, the hurdles are the financing and the project cost blowout, and they're looking for the government to assist them in this regard, the operators. The BDG, the third question to my good opposition leader is the business development grant given to the provincial government. I don't have visibility on that because those payments were made directly to Gulf provincial government and the central provincial government, and I will get some information from them, and I can let the good can answer this question in another during this week. I will seek Deputy Speaker. I'll get you leave from me to answer the question to find out where those monies and how they spend it in the respective provincial governments. Thank you.
Supplementary, Deputy Opposition Leader.
Thank you, Deputy Speaker. My quick supplementary to the good Minister for Petroleum is this. At the moment and currently for the last 3 weeks, there's been a war that's broken out in the Middle East between America, Israel on one side, and Iran. Mr. Speaker, the Hormuz Passage, which transports a lot of this petroleum and gas goods, are now restrained. And with this war at the backdrop, can I ask of the real prospects of FID, firstly, the real prospects of the development forum being pushed forward expeditiously, and the FID that's been discussed being a real achievable and tangible delivery in this fiscal year. That is because at the moment, because of the war, owing to the war, the oil prices are astronomically escalated. What is the strategy of the government to take advantage of these price changes? And what is the immediate and urgent strategy of the government to act promptly and swiftly to take advantage of FID as soon as possible and practicable? Thank you.
The Honourable Minister.
Thank you, Deputy Speaker, and I'd also like to thank the good Deputy Opposition Leader for this question. In relation to the war in Iran and in Middle East at the moment, it's affected a lot of countries as to the supply of oil and gas to those respective oil countries around the world. As we can see, prices have shot up substantially, over $100 in the last 2 to 3 weeks now. And we don't see any foresight, the clearance of the war going forward. The strategy the government has is we only can rely upon the suppliers currently that import oil into PNG. And these are the companies that we know is Puma and ExxonMobil, and including Total Energy. And I've asked them to give me a report on the next plan, how they will, the three respective importers of oil and gas into, mainly petrol stocks and the petrol imports and Jet A1 fuel into the country. I'm waiting for a report from all three of them, Puma, ExxonMobil, and Total Energy, and they will file a report to tell me, to let me know how much import they can bring into stockpile in the country for the next 2 to 3 months. And that report is forthcoming. And National Petroleum Authority is working closely with them to ensure that we don't have a short supply of those petroleum products in the country due to the war in the Middle East. And it's out of our control at the moment. We can rely upon them. Our biggest concern in Papua New Guinea is our storage facility, because Puma is the only one who has the biggest storage facility, and they're the biggest importer. But we also, to let Papua New Guinea know, our national mining companies like Octedi, they've also assisted and come in to assist the country in those times. So I can only rely upon those importers of those fuel to give us a good stockpile to reserves for within 2 to 3 months in the country. So I will be getting a report sometime this week, and once again, I could table that in Parliament if Deputy Speaker can allow me to give us comfort in this country.
Honourable members, we have a supplementary member for Yalibu Pangia. Honourable member for Yalibu Pangia, once again, I'd like to remind the House, I'll be now listening very well on your supplementaries, because some of the supplementaries is like new questions, like the one that I've just entertained now. We were going out of the country to answer a question as supplementary on it. So I'll be listening very carefully on every supplementary question. So if I see that you are out of the content of the question, I will rule your supplementary questions out. So, Honourable Member for Yalibu.
Thank you.
I will not start at you, but I will hear from you.
That's okay. You can start with me. It's okay. That's fine. But Mr. Deputy Speaker, and my supplementary to the good minister is in relation to Total and this project, and in relation to what he has just stated. Mr. Speaker, this project signed in 2018, that is 2019, that is 7 years ago. If we had stuck to the original agreements, we should be in production today. But unfortunately, the government decided to review the contract and said that they have clawed back some benefits. That's what the minister has just stated. And the minister stated quite clearly that he wants to do a ministerial statement to this Honourable House this week. I would like to put it to the minister that he tells us what are the clawback benefits that this government has negotiated clearly to the nation. Because the government has decided to review this contract, we have missed opportunity to develop this major project for the country as a whole. And as a result, the economy and many contractors who have been trying to do business with this particular project have either moved on or costs have escalated, so they've abandoned the project, Mr. Speaker? That's one question. First question. Second question, Mr. Speaker, is the Minister himself stated clearly today that the cost of the project will be about 14.5 billion US dollars. And he has also indicated today that the cost was supposed to be 11 billion US dollars. And obviously, the minister has alluded to the fact that he will go to cabinet with a submission to try and accommodate this new arrangement with Total, which, in my thinking, it means that we will be either sacrificing 3.5 billion US dollars to try and accommodate this project. Now, if we are going to give further concessions, Mr. Speaker, my question to the minister, of up to 3.5 billion kina to the project, what are the benefits is this nation going to receive because of that sacrifice that we are going to make, Mr. Speaker? Because if we make comparisons to 11 billion kina US dollar project in 2019, that means we are funding almost over 1/3 of the cost of the project ourselves. So what is the benefit to the nation? That is my second question, Mr. Speaker. And Mr. Speaker, the third question, just alluding to the minister's own reply earlier, he said that Puma is the only storage capacity in the country. Can he confirm that Puma is now in negotiation? Is this the same Puma that many of you in government were trying to try and talk about money laundering issues with the Bank of Papua New Guinea? I think it must be a different Puma that I'm thinking about. But anyway, if it's the same Puma, I am told that, Mr. Speaker, that they are in negotiations to sell the storage facility to the United States government. And the United States government has got a defense force agreement with our government in this country. Is there no other places in this country where we can build new storage facilities? Is this the only one in the country that we have to sell? So, Mr. Speaker, can he confirm or deny that these are some of the negotiations that are taking place in this country? Thank you, Mr. Speaker.
Honorable Minister of Petroleum.
Thank you, Deputy Speaker. And once again, I'd like to thank the good member for Yalabu Pange for his good questions. Yes, I can agree that the agreement was signed. The first question is, it was signed 7 years ago. That's correct. And I think the good member for Yalabu Pange was the main instrumental guy in negotiating that contract with Total during that time. Personally, I was not here in the government at the time in representing my people of West Island, but I think he personally negotiated that agreement with Total, so he's very familiar with it. But as I indicated, I said 11.9 billion was the contract at the time. The contract was signed, it was at 11.9 billion, around that figure, going to 12. So now they've come back to us and asked us to assist them with this amount of money. It's not 3.5 billion. I think it's much less than that, Deputy Speaker. So these are not finalized figures. We're still in negotiation, and it'll be at the wisdom of Cabinet to approve that amount, but it's far more less than 3.5 billion we're assisting this Papuan LNG project. That's to answer the first question. Secondly, about the benefits we clawed back. I'll have to look into that because I was, during that time, I didn't review this agreement, which was, I think, done by my predecessor, Honorable Member for Sinisina Yogumu. So he tried to claw back those benefits, and I don't know what happened there, but if for hindsight, I can get that and present that to Parliament in my speech during the week. The third question is Puma. Puma, I think that's the same Puma. That's the same Puma. Member for Yalabu Pange. I mean, there's only one Puma in Papua New Guinea. So I don't do business in the private sector a lot these days because I'm really totally full-time in government issues. So I don't know whether the US government is negotiating with Puma. I don't know that. It could be bar talk, or I don't know where they get that information, but it hasn't come across my table as a Minister for Petroleum. So I don't know whether the sale is going forward or this negotiation that I can't confirm to the people of Papua New Guinea in this Honourable House. The third, I think that's the three issues that was brought up by Honourable Member for Yalabu Pange. Thank you.
I'll take one supplementary from the government side. I'll get the Honorable Governor for NCD.
Thank you, Deputy Speaker. Supplementary question for me. I think before me like asking question, you go along Energy Minister, but since question you go along Petroleum Minister, I could just ask it supplementary question. My question basically, me also, Mr. Deputy Speaker. When I'm long-term plan, you mean like governments long deal with this problem of fuel? You mean got long-term plan or not? Are we going to wait until crisis come up? Now you may respond to crisis. So. But you may got refinery blow you me yet. If Puma in a walk, there is no deal. But you may got refinery blow you me yet, or but you may continue like some refine product from Singapore, and then you may affected by all this global type of crisis. War come up, prices go up and down.
Honorable Governor.
Yeah, I think.
Honorable Governor, I think I made my statement clear, and I can hear that the
No,
supplementary
it's
question
about
is.
supplementary. It's follow-up from member for Hiri Koyari.
Honorable Governor, I will rule that supplementary question out of order.
Okay. Maybe I can ask as a separate question.
The honorable member for North Bougainville.
Thank you. Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Ask him, let me go along, Minister of Bougainville Affairs. Minister, by you updating Bougainville, updating Papua New Guinea, I'll walk below you me long, walk about Bougainville in up, the one I'm up now. Last year we had the Melanesian agreement, now I'm been last pla, walk you me harem. You updating Bougainville na Papua New Guinea, you mean up well or walk about long, talk about independence of Bougainville. Deputy Speaker, I'm the all.
Honorable Minister for Provincial Affairs. Bougainville Affairs, my apology. The Honorable Minister for Bougainville Affairs.
Thank you, Deputy Speaker. I thank the good member for North Bougainville for the very important question. As I think this question is it relates to a very important national issue. Basically, the good member asked for the update report to be given to the House and the people of Bougainville as well as the country on what is the latest progress we have made in regards to the ongoing Bougainville peace process. I think it's important that I give a detailed update through a ministerial statement, which I believe will be given in later part of the meeting, hopefully next week. But for the benefit of the good member's question, let me briefly just give an update of what actually transpired after the Melanesian agreement was signed back on the 26th of June last year, after the consultation was had in New Zealand. After the Bougainville referendum was held back in 2019, it has taken about 5 years now. What has happened since the referendum referendum was held is that consultations were had between the national government and the autonomous Bougainville government over this period, over the results of the referendum result as required by Section 342 of the National Constitution.
a number of consultations has taken place. I think the last one and the recent one was held in New Zealand, which resulted in the signing of the Melanesian Agreement on the 26th of June by the ABG President and our good Prime Minister. The consultation was not easy, given the fact that the result of the referendum as an overwhelming majority result for independence, which is 97.7%. In the face of the overwhelming majority result for independence, the negotiations or the consultation was not easy. Our government's position in the course of the consultation was that because two questions were put to the people of Bougainville to have a say on their political future. The first being the greater autonomy, and the second being for independence. Because the result is twofold. One being greater autonomy and the other one being for independence. The government's position in the course of the consultations being that because we have two results, what is the balanced result that the government can be able to put to the National Parliament to make a final decision as per requirement of Section 342. But that negotiation has been going on between the ABG and the national government. It hasn't been easy, simply because the ABG's position was basically that the national government simply endorsed independence, which is the majority result of the vote. And during the negotiation, as the national minister representing the national government, my position has been that the national government is not given authority under Section 342 to take that position. Our national government's position has always been that throughout the negotiations, the national parliament will make a decision on that as per the requirement under Section 342. And the delay basically was that there's been no procedure under the existing standing orders or the Constitution to bring the referendum result into Parliament for the National Parliament to make that decision. And under the Melanesian Agreement, we have agreed to resolve that particular issue. And what happened was that that issue was moved on to our good speaker and the speaker of Bougainville Parliament to settle it. And once our good speaker introduces that process by way of a sessional order, and once that is adopted, the Bougainville referendum result will be finally brought into Parliament for a decision to be taken. And I'm advised by our good clerk that the process is complete around 90%. Once it is done, it will be introduced in Parliament. And the second issue is that before the session order is adopted to pave way for the referendum result to be finally tabled, the Bipartisan Parliamentary Committee on Bougainville Matters has carried out a very important work all over the country to consult the country, the nation, on the referendum result. And I must commend the Parliamentary Committee led by the good Chairman, Dr. Marat, and the Deputy Governor Mutuvel. I believe the committee has completed its report, and it will be tabling its report soon for the members of Parliament to take on the report and have a handle on it and debate before the Parliament makes a final decision on the Bougainville referendum result. Thank you, Deputy Speaker.
Honourable members, our question time has lapsed. Leader of Government Business.
Mr. Speaker, I ask leave of Parliament to move a motion without notice.
Is leave granted? Leader of Government Business.
Mr. Speaker, I move that so much of the standing orders be suspended as would prevent A, notice number 200, and B, orders of the day numbers 164 and 165, government business being called on forthwith.
The question is that the motion be agreed to. Those in favour say aye. Those against say no. Ayes have it. Clerk.
Notice number 200, Minister for Education, Research, Science and Technology and Sports.
Minister for Higher Education, Research, Science, Technology and Sports.
Mr. Speaker, I present the IBS University Bill 2026.
Clerk.
First reading, a bill for an act to provide for the establishment of a university to be known as the IBS University and for related purposes.
Mr. Minister.
Mr. Speaker, I move that the bill be now read a second time.
Speech.
Mr. Speaker and honourable members of Parliament, I rise today with deep humility and great optimism to introduce the IBS University Bill, a milestone legislation that marks not only a new chapter in our higher education journey, but a strategic leap forward in realizing our national development aspirations. In the words of late Nelson Mandela, education is the most powerful weapon which you can use to change the world. End of quote. Today, we take a step toward arming our young people with that very weapon, one sharpened with technology, innovation, and opportunity. The bill seeks to provide a clear statutory foundation for IBS University, a recognized private university that has served Papua New Guinea for more than 3 decades and has consistently aligned its growth with national development priorities. Mr. Speaker, education remains one of the most powerful instruments for nation building. It is through strong and well-governed universities that we develop the skills, leadership, and innovation required to drive economic growth, social cohesion, and national resilience. The IBS University Bill is therefore not merely institutional legislation, it is an investment in our people and in our future. Mr. Speaker, IBS University traces its origins to 1987, when its founder, Sir Mick Nadesh, identified a critical shortage of professionally qualified accountants in Papua New Guinea. At that time, the country had fewer than 10 nationally certified accountants. Rather than seeking opportunities abroad, Sir Mick Nadesh made a deliberate decision to remain in Papua New Guinea and invest in building national capacity from within. That commitment has since evolved into a lasting legacy of education, skills development, and leadership formation that continues to benefit generations of Papua New Guineans. From its formal establishment as the Institute of Business Studies in 1989, the institution progressively expanded into business, management, information technology, and postgraduate education. Over many years, IBS delivered internationally benchmarked degree programs in partnership with reputable overseas universities well before attaining university status. Following rigorous national audits and quality assurance processes, IBS was elevated to IBS University under NEC Edition number 314 of 2016 and formally gazetted in January 2017. Mr. Speaker, IBS University operates fully within the framework of the Higher Education General Provisions Act 2014, as amended, and is subject to ongoing oversight by the Department of Higher Education, Research, Science, and Technology. In July 2021, following an external review involving international academic participation, IBS University was formally issued its certificate of registration as a private university. The institution also achieved ISO 901-2015 certification, demonstrating compliance with internationally recognized quality management standards. The bill before this House has been prepared in accordance with directions of the National Executive Council, certified by the Office of the Legislative Council, and is fully compliant with constitutional and legislative requirements. Its passage will consolidate the university's legal standing, strengthen governance arrangements, and provide long-term institutional certainty. Mr. Speaker, IBS University currently serves a growing and diverse student population, with enrollments exceeding 1,400 students in 2024 across its own degree programs and internationally partnered programs. Currently, IBS University is offering degree programs in accounting and finance, business and management, economics and development studies, and information technology. Further, IBS University is also offering the Southern Cross University degree programs in accounting, business and information technology. Importantly, access and quality are central to its mission. Through the Nadesh Saligan Foundation for Education, substantial scholarships are provided to financially disadvantaged students, women, persons with disabilities, and national athletes, directly supporting government objectives for inclusive education and workforce development. Mr. Speaker, the university is supported by 102 full-time academic and professional staff, together with 70 staff engaged in campus development and facilities management. It operates on a purpose-built campus at the foot of Mount Ariyama, Port Moresby, set on approximately 32.9 hectares, with on-campus accommodation for expatriate staff and more than 50 national staff members. Ongoing infrastructure developments, including a pyramid-structured academic building capable of accommodating 850 students, are designed to respond to increasing demand for higher education. Mr. Speaker, a defining strength of IBS University lies in its strategic partnerships and industry collaboration. The university enhances the quality, relevance, and employability outcomes of its graduates through long-standing partnerships with internationally recognized universities, including Southern Cross University of Australia, enabling the delivery of internationally benchmarked programs with Papua New Guinea. In addition, partnerships with CPA PNG, Oracle Academy, Cisco Academy, Red Hat Academy, Pearson VUE, the All India Management Association, and leading national industry organizations strengthening professional accreditation, digital capability, applied learning, and graduate employability. These collaborations ensure that IBS University remains responsive to labor market needs while producing work-ready graduates aligned with national development priorities. Mr. Speaker, looking ahead, IBS University has articulated a clear growth strategy aligned with the country's future skills requirements. From 2026, the university plans to introduce new programs, including a Bachelor of Education majoring in digital and blended learning, and a Master of Leadership and Strategic Management, aimed at strengthening leadership capability across public and private sectors. Planned infrastructure developments, including an innovation center and a School of Health Sciences, will further support research, innovation, and workforce development. Mr. Speaker, the IBS University Bill will provide a stable legislative platform for a mature and well-established institution that has demonstrated resilience, compliance, and commitment to national development. Its passage will strengthen governance, enhance accountability, and enable IBS University to continue strengthening or contributing meaningfully to Papua New Guinea's higher education system and economic growth. Mr. Speaker, for too long, our higher education or higher and technical education sector has operated under a fragmented regulatory framework. This has resulted in duplicated efforts, inconsistent quality standards, and institutions functioning in silos. Numerous national reports, including the PNG Development Strategic Plan 2010 to 2030, Medium-Term Development Plans 1 to 4, the DHES Strategic Implementation Plan 2017 to 2038, and the OSAID PNG Tibet Needs Analysis 2011 have echoed the same call. In conclusion, Mr. Speaker, I commend the IBS University Bill to this Honourable House and respectfully seek the support of members for this passage. Thank you, and God bless Papua New Guinea and our future.
Honourable Prime Minister.
Mr. Speaker, I move that Parliament take note of this, and I want to offer my few remarks in support of this bill. Mr. Speaker, firstly, let me place on record on this Parliament and the handset our country's appreciation on Sir Mick Nares, his family, and their tireless work of service to our country for the last 50 years. He belongs to a cluster of Papua New Guineans who choose to make PNG their home. They weren't born into this country, but they came in, and in many other choices they would have made to leave, they choose to make PNG their home, and he's been here for the last 50 years. His contribution to our country is enormous, but none can be more personified and reflected than in the fact that the Institute of Business Studies has served close to 30,000 students the last 40 or so years it has been in operation. Mr. Speaker, this bill is timely. It deserves our support. Today we have in the public gallery, and I do acknowledge them, a cluster of students from Gero Secondary School, and we welcome them to their people's house. But they represent the many students right throughout our country. At the moment, we are producing close to 30,000 grade 12 graduates every year. In fact, the last 7 years, the number is now increasing and pushing close to 40,000 grade 12 graduates every year. Mr. Speaker, in 2019, when we took office, we had only less than 15,000 spaces in our country to absorb those who come out of our grade 12s in our country. Not to mention over 200,000 child who are coming through our primary school system. And today, with our 166 structure focus, with our intention that the next 10 years, every child must have completed grade 12. There's an urgent need to expand the high school system, the secondary school system, giving spaces for every child who enters primary school from early childhood. They complete and make transition to grade 7, and eventually all of them come up to grade 12. We want to embrace young Papua New Guineans into our school system. And that is why our cabinet did approve a 11 billion kina program for the next 10 years by 2026 to 2035, when our nation celebrates 60 years of independence. Our country must have gifted to the future of this country, our children, enough education spaces, including tertiary education, as well as the right curriculum, including training young Papua New Guineans at 18 years old, 19 years old after grade 12, to not only look for employment, but also look for tertiary school, but be able to be self-employed. So our concerted focus on education is being run by this government, and we will put this work to motion so that whoever comes into office post-2027 election has a clear blueprint to work on expanding spaces of education in our country, leaving no place and no child behind. Now, the IBS transition from IBS to IBU, or the university status of IBS, is timely. Firstly, that college has been running the last 30 plus or 40 plus years, giving certificates, diploma, degree, and also a link to postgraduate to the reputable universities offshore, especially the link to Southern Cross University and etc. And so we're recognizing an established tertiary education provider to now be conferred a university status through an act of parliament. And I ask every member of parliament to support. Firstly, they've been in this business of educational service to our children, and uplifting them to a recognized university is timely, because we need to give more spaces to universities in our country. The last 7 years we worked, this government has put additional 6,000 spaces in our existing universities already. This one now will create 1,000 more space with a formal university status to IBS. But we need to work more, and I want to put to this House that we're also looking at more private universities in our country, not just state-run university. Our government will embrace higher standard tertiary college certificate or tertiary university certificate standard rather. The standard must be high, and most of you would have recalled my statement to Parliament as we took office again after elections in 2022. We said the standard of education in our country must be similar to Australian standard. Australian standard means our degree is recognized and can be served within as well as outside. So the Education Ministry or Higher Education Ministry has been tasked to making sure our standard of degrees are not compromised, of the best degree, and IBS has been offering top-class degrees thus far. They have an existing campus, and we have a founder, and I want to inform this House, he's now structured, he's a man of senior age, he's gone past 80. Recently, he celebrated 80 years of life, and he's structured now to be university, subject to our process here. He's structured in a way where it's not owned by his family, but will be owned by a trust that is perpetual. And the kids of our country would be beneficial to the trust he set up, and the university that is run by a trust that has some reputable Papua New Guineans as trustees running this university going forward. And it is a timely proposal. This process will allow 1,000 more spaces created in our country, and we'll be also encouraging other private schools who are in country, so long as they tick the box with quality degrees and certificates, then we will be processing more universities in our country going forward, so that all our children
who are finishing grade 12 as a space beyond grade 12 to be certified in a learning of their choice. So I encourage everyone, please debate and talk on this matter. But at the end of our debates, I want us to all support this bill. It's a worthy bill, gives 1,000 plus more spaces to our grade 12 graduates, and has been conferring a degree, and I want to emphasize also a type of degree that teaches business and commerce, that complements our own government's drive for creating more entrepreneurs and businessmen in our country. So please, let's give support to this worthy institution. Thank you, Mr. Speaker.
The Honourable Governor for Western Britain.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. I thank the Minister for Higher Education for bringing this important bill supporting a private university, our first ever private university in our country. I thank the Prime Minister for his support and encouraging others to debate also. Mr. Speaker, if you want to destroy any country, or if you want to destroy any civilization, you don't have to send bombs or you don't have to send army to destroy that country. You simply destroy the education in that country, then that country is destroyed, that civilization is destroyed. Mr. Speaker, the education is the most important master key to unlock the potential for our people, especially our future generation. Education is something which which cannot be destroyed by anything. Money can be destroyed, wealth can be destroyed, flood can destroy your house, fire can destroy your house, but the knowledge that you acquire through education, nothing can be destroyed. And that in a country where, just Prime Minister confirmed, like 30 to 40,000 grade 12 students coming out, whereas we have a space maximum of 6,000 to 7,000 spaces. So you're talking about remaining 23,000 students will not have an opportunity for real higher studies or university studies. They have to opt for other diploma courses and all these things.
We have a point of order here. Mr. Prime Minister, what is your point of order?
Point of order, sorry, Mr. Speaker, I want to apologize to disturbing the good governor. I did not say only 6,000 spaces we have. I said on top of the 15,000 plus spaces we have, we put 6,000 more the last 7 years. This one now gives us 1 more 1,000 space. We have about 30,000 now going towards 35, 40 grade 12 graduates. So there's an urgent need to build more spaces in our country. And so I just want to correct the figure. Right now, 20,000 or 15 to 20,000 spaces we have. We put 6,000 more. We need to create more spaces to embrace all grade 12s who are coming out. Thank you, Mr. Speaker.
Honourable Governor of Western Britain.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. I acknowledge the correction of numbers given by Prime Minister. I acknowledge it. Yes, we still have that 6,000 to 7,000 spaces more to create. So I thank the Minister and the Cabinet for supporting the establishment of this IBS University. Mr. Speaker, what a great journey that this person, Sir Mick Nades, since 1987 until now established. He could have invested in many other different businesses as many others do, but he chose to invest in education and the future of our children. And now we are witnessing that this university is getting a status through this parliamentary bill. So I joined the Prime Minister also to encourage all of us to support the establishment of more quality private universities. Mr. Speaker, India is grown in spite of 1.4 billion population. It's known to the world purely because of education. Any parents there, they would even sell their land or anything just to pay for their children's educational fees to make sure they create a future for their children. And we also must encourage our people to invest more on education, especially whatever, like I said, any wealth, we give it to them, that is subject to be destroyed or go. But the knowledge, wisdom their children's gain through these universities and educational institute will remain with them forever. So, Mr. Speaker, this is one success story. Many of those senior positions held by many Indians throughout the world, especially in United States, like whether it's Google CEO or many other major like Microsoft CEO, everything of Indian origin. And they all come from a specific university, Mr. Speaker. Most of them come from an institute called IIT, Indian Institute of Technology. The other institute is Indian Institute of Management. And I'm sure this university should strive to achieve that the quality of education should match on par with such universities, Mr. Speaker, so that our children in PNG also having exposure to a good quality education, and also they can be employed in a senior role in many other developed countries, Mr. Speaker. I do not want to prolong, Mr. Speaker. I'm thankful to the Minister and the Cabinet for supporting this bill and encouraging more and more private universities to come, so it gives opportunity for our future generation of children. That is my small contribution. Thank you, Mr. Speaker.
You may have finished question be put. That's all. You can all member like debate, so me give all one block, two block more member can debate, be and you may entertain a question be put. Honorable member of Yalabu Pangia.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Thank you. Very quick a word of appreciation to Sir Mick Nadders and his family for this great contribution to our education in the country. And I'm pleased and I support the government's endorsement of this university and carriage of this bill into this Honourable House. We started this journey in 2016, and I'm happy that they are completing this journey. And I wish Sir Mick Nadders and his family and the staff of the university and all the students best of the future. I've known Mick Nadders for close to 40 years, Mr. Speaker, and he's a great man, a humble man, a great contributor to the development of education in the country. Mr. Speaker, as a fellow accountant and even worked with many of them like Sir Mick Nadders, and in 1987, Mr. Speaker, there were less than 10 Papua New Guineans, the entire country, at less than 10 Papua New Guineans fully qualified accountants, Mr. Speaker. And today, as a result of work done by people like, say, Mick Nadders, you have now hundreds, possibly thousands of accountants who are practicing and working in various fields, both in government and private sector. And this is a credit to the efforts that they have put into this profession, not only in accountancy, but also to the education right throughout the country. So, Mr. Speaker, I fully support the establishment of this university. And I also urge the higher education minister to continue to invest in other tertiary education institutions in the country, particularly the technical colleges and the secretarial colleges. Not every child or person or student will go to university. Many will fall a little bit short in getting the necessary qualifications to go to university. But in the past government, we've started investing in the technical colleges, and I urge the minister to revisit that, especially building infrastructure in existing university technical colleges, so that we can expand the capacity, so many more students can attend those tertiary institutions like the technical colleges and get the skills that is necessary for them to be a productive citizen of our country. So, Mr. Speaker, one time just legally talk me talk thank you through law family blow Sir Mick Nadders. Na contribution blow Sir Mick Nadders himself. Thank you.
Honorable Governor Blanchidi.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker, allowing me to contribute to this debate. Into inogat plan talk. You will get a supporting bill. Thank you, Minister of Higher Education. We also commend Sir Mick Nadders, yes. Emi retired pennies, Emi set him up foundation. Foundation will own the university, manage it. So a lot of things that is doing, contributing to our nation, contributing to manpower development, contributing to our future. So you may get a hammas longen, but some legal points that's all me like him. I think Minister for Higher Education, you may must you, but I think like as government and country, you may need him overarching strategy along higher education. maybe you can present him one policy kind of semi-come, so you may clear and you may guide him. When him kind university by you may kirap him, both public and private. You may must private line all close set him up university belong, but it must be guided by overarching policy block government. So we focus on what our economy needs, what our young people need, what the future, economy looks like, especially in this age of digital development, kind of same. How are we going to harness that? So I think Minister, I may like give him this legally contribution. You can scale him now. You may discuss him. Now, Mr. Speaker, too, plenty of beginning on up go along when I'm at university because space and legally. Our system, Mr. Speaker, is like pyramid. Big block underneath, on top of legally. Not enough space. Yes, I think all get a beginning on like Golo University. A few probably want to go, but we should create space for students going to university or want to go to the university. The technical colleges and all these specialized colleges like accounting and economics and engineering are very much needed, and it's a specialized higher education. So you must look at this one. It got strategy, It got strategy that guide us. But one point me like talk about this one is that given the lack of space, Minister, you yet you work long talk about this one too. Harnessing the online university. Plenty all beginning now, all like go online here. They can register here at the university long. You may yet or go register law university all over the world. So you must got strategy like this one too, Speaker. We must have a strategy on this, how to encourage all the our children who can't go to the university that are limited now, limited space, cost to MI. Maybe online is much better. And Mr. Speaker and honorable members of Parliament, I've met some young people who got a degree online, and I'm very impressed with them. Very impressed with them. They manage things themselves. They discipline themselves to stay, loyal to the program that they are assigned to or register along in. And I can see that there is a great potential online. So maybe all line the province too, Mr. Speaker, maybe we can set up an online, training center or, supporting facilities that all Pignini in Ogolo University, they can go online and, register the University of Yumi, or they want to register in a university in the USA or Japan or China, or they should go for it. So you mean need even overarching strategy like this. I think final comment below me, I think low side long when me Minister too, I think all university line of this plan long higher education, Mr. Speaker and honorable members. We shouldn't get everybody who wants to set up the university to come and we pass a law for them every time. And my meeting also made me unnecessary. Minister, bring an overarching law. I think law blue you this now you talking me you me long end. I had a look at it already, the Higher Education General Provisions Act of 2014. I think I'm too general. It's an enabling legislation that creates the Office of Higher Education, Ministry below you. But I think you may need him one law that when I'm university, you may like create him. There is a criteria, there is a minimum requirement, there is a procedure under that law. So, Minister, you just approve him, now come up. Or Cabinet approve him, now come up. No need to come to Parliament look at the time now. Everybody wants to the Lutheran University or SDA University or Catholic University or one kind of university. Maybe, my brother here, member blog, Namatanai like working on university Namatanai too. All come apply law you, Minister. Huh? Your department screen it under overarching, umbrella of law. So you all say yes, you go. Or Cabinet approve him. You don't need to come to Parliament at the time. So with the overarching policy and enabling legislation, but you may move here. Otherwise, everybody's come to Parliament all the time now. Member Blood not working, not working itu, I'm like working, I'm got university business. He's going to talk about this soon. I'm double member, yeah, not working and not working itu. You play it, sir. So is he going to come to the Parliament to pass a law for, not Waigani, whenever Christian Academy or Christian University? He's probably going to stand up and ask for this too, yeah. So we need this law. So I think main contribution from me, but Minister, you may support him. One bill, you work in good work now. You may full speed now go. Thank you, Honorable Speaker.
Honorable members, I will have to entertain the question be put now because we have another opportunity for debate after the second reading, okay? The question is that the question be now put. Those in favor say aye. Aye. Those against say no. The ayes have it. The question is that the bill be now read a second time. Those in favor say aye. Aye. Those against say no. The ayes have it. Mr. Clerk.
Second reading, a bill for an act to provide for the establishment of a university to be known as the IBS University and for related purposes.
Honorable members, I have to announce that I have received a message from His Excellency the Governor General dated 12 March 2026, recommending the imposition of fees and the expenditure of public monies in accordance with Section 210 of the Constitution insofar as the bill relates to and provides for such imposition and expenditure. Minister for Higher Education.
Mr. Speaker, I ask leave of the Parliament to move the third reading forthwith.
Is leave granted? Leave granted. Mr. Minister.
Mr. Speaker, I move that the bill be now read a third time.
The question is that Honorable Member Florabao.
Thank you, Speaker. Very short one. High commendations to the Minister for bringing this important bill to the Honorable House. And also I want to associate myself with those who commended Semik Nades for his enormous contribution. I was going to stand up and make a recommendation that the Governor for NCD had just articulated, and I think that's the way for the future. I think we should have an overarching, maybe an organic law level of a law to govern admission of universities. If they don't fit into the university legislation that we are proposing, then they can remain institutes or colleges. So there has to be a benchmark set through legislation by this floor. It's no good everybody applying and you bring a bill every time an institute wants to become an university. My second and last point, Honorable Speaker, and I will sit down. There is a high level of corruption within the education system. Some of the degrees or master's degrees I'm hearing are corrupted. They don't go through the normal process. And so I'm strongly recommending, Honorable Speaker, that the Minister undertake maybe a commission level of inquiry to address this perceived issue of corruption. I think it's a dangerous trend. I never had it when I went to university. But somehow this thing is now becoming normal at the university level. In fact, I have two children who, when they finished grade 12, I didn't want to send them to UPNG. So I sent them to 6 Mile IBS where it was there then. Both of them graduated. And so I strongly recommend through you, Mr. Speaker, that the Minister seriously address the issue of serious corruption in the academia. Thank you, Mr. Speaker.
The Honourable Member for Nodwagi. Yes.
Okay, thank you, Mr. Speaker.
Thank you for recognizing me and the people of North Wagi. I think today is my day. Building school. Building school. When you build a school, you are planting something at your backyard, and tomorrow you are going to harvest it. Mr. Speaker, oil and gas, gold and copper, all get funded by companies. Education and by staff. We need brains in this country. We don't need gold and copper. We need brains in this country. Before I speak, I'd like to acknowledge Sir Mike Nadis for your marvelous job that you did for this country. Many people, they come to Papua New Guinea, they're thinking of doing business. They're thinking of setting up Vision City or Stop and Shop or, selling cars. But I'd like to say thank you to you. You came to Papua New Guinea, and I think you have been working here in the country. But before you retired, you set up something on the soil of Papua New Guinea. And this is very important. You did something for this country. I'd like to say thank you to you. I feel how you feel. We're setting up a private school. We don't get support from the government, but we struggle very hard to make sure that we put something on the ground so that students can come and have classes, get education. We're using government money building schools, but some of us are using our own money to build schools for the country. And I know, Sir Nike, I think he must have gone through many sufferings. But thank you. God help you, and you have set up a university, and now the bill is going to be passed, and your university is going to be recognized and legally recognized. So I'd like to say thank you. God will bless you. Mr. Speaker, before getting independence, late Sir Michael Samare was talking about getting independence. He was talking a lot about getting independence. And then the whites, they told him, how are you going to get independence when you don't have professional people? When you don't have lawyers, when you don't have doctors, when you don't have accountants, when you don't have intellectuals on the ground, how are you going to get independence? They asked him. But that brilliant and bright late Samara, he pointed to the girls and the young woman and said, look at the girls there, look at the girls. Don't question me, look at the girls and the mothers there. Tomorrow I'm going to have doctors, and I will have accountants, and I will have professionals, and they will come and look after this country. And this happens, and now all of us are here. All of us are here. It's because of the vision that old man has. And he said he didn't have an assembly, he didn't have a university, he didn't have schools, but he had a vision. And he said, one day these mothers are going to have children, I will build schools and send them to schools, and later they will be educated and become professionals to look after the country. And this is what it happens after 50 years, and all of us are here sitting in this House of Parliament. And now, Mr. Speaker, if some young men on the streets, they come and ask members of Parliament and say, what did you do for me after 50 years? What did you do for me when you were in House of Parliament? What are we going to respond to them? I'm happy that we are passing an important bill that the Minister for Higher Education, my brother, you are doing a great job. You are setting a foundation for this country. You are setting a foundation for this country. Now, the government is implementing 166. And I think this year, 6 points implementing 166. And I think by 2028, there will be some hundreds and thousands of students coming out from grade 12. And now we have around 15 to 16,000, 30,000 students coming out, but 15,000 and are given space, and I heard that you are creating another 5,000 space. But there are more students will be on the street. But when we implement 166 by 2028, I think how many hundreds and thousands of students coming out, and all of them, they want to go to university, they want to go to some tertiary institutions. And now that's it. We will include some private universities like IBS so that they can carry the burden of this country. And Mr. Speaker, I want to say thank you to this government, Marabe Rosso government, for having a vision for this country. This year, 2026 budget, the education sector is 4.9 billion, almost 5 billion. And this government also has a framework for reformation of education system in this country. And they already had a plan to budget 11 billion, and it will cover 10 years from 2026 to 2035. Great. I'm happy. And I'd like to say thank you to Marape Rosso government for having a vision for this country. Our country must have a population full of educated people. I think if we are not having educated people, I think and foreigners will come and take over our country. And this country needs to build many schools. Build many schools from preschool to primary school and also up to university. And now I think we are passing the bill for IBS University. But I want to ask the minister if you can, look for some schools like mine. Was mine now is, it's been accredited to university. So, because I'm trying to help this country. I'm not making a profit, but I'm trying to help this country share the burden. So I think next bill, Minister, you can bring my school, my university to the floor of Parliament so my brothers here can pass. Thank you, Mr. Speaker.
Before you may entertain him, a question be put, the honourable member of Long, not fly by you, make it mass. Debate, will you?
Thank you, Speaker Loluksawe. Me too, take him queue long, or leaders, he walk debate long, this bill. Before me make a contribution, me, I want to make a acknowledgement to the hardworking minister, because I have to mention in this floor of the House that through him with his department, we are privileged to be recognized with a couple of institutions or colleges that his department has sanctioned, and currently they are running. And I'll just name a few. One we have recently, with his support, we have Kiunga Teachers College that's currently on swing, and it has first intake this year. So thank you, Minister. Then we have Daru Gaurim Teachers College. It's also recently been opened, and it's on swing. And then we have Balimo Teachers College in Western Province. So we have 3 Teachers College in Western Province under your department, and a special thank you for that. Then we have Kiunga Technical College. That's in full swing now. So I want to say that the minister has been working very hard, and there's a lot of things. For us, the Western Province, we have been neglected for the last how many years? Now finally we have institutions, college that's picking up slowly. So thank you, Minister, for your recognition and your effort in your department with endorsements. Taking cue from the previous leaders who have spoken, I want to make a few remarks, that's all, along IBS University, some observations, and I thought that I would make this very clear. So through this debate, the Minister and the Governing Council of IBS can take note, is that we fully support, I support the bill. Just a few minor little things that I've observed. I'll take a case of my own province, Western Province, but specifically for district where I come from. North Fly is far away to the Indonesian border, and we fly here to Port Moresby to enroll our students who are accepted. And we fly about 2 hours, and the airfare is about 2,300 one way and return back. And a student is paying a fee of about about 15,500 for a program, say a year program or a semester. And we are sending about close to 50 plus students. And one district, for example, my district is paying close to 1 million kina, about 775,000 or 800,000 kina a year. Both combined business houses, private, government sponsors, corporate sponsors, that happens. There's one slight issue that we face. There's no accommodation provided by the university or the college. And a lot of our students come here, they hang around at the suburb or they look for accommodation, and that's extra burden on top of the fees that we pay. So it's just like other universities. For example, if I take a government university, UPNG, we pay the same amount of fee. There's accommodations provided. There are boarding students. There have been lots, so all the headache and the problem is taken care of by the university. Or we send to Unitech, or we send to Divine Word. But unlike IBS, there is no accommodation provided. So through this debate, Mr. Minister, would that be part of the consideration to factor? Suppose you may passing bill, now governing council can consider in this law. Would they consider providing accommodation for the students that are coming in from very far colleges, provinces and districts? I've been bombarded the last 8 years in office by IBS students who come from North Fly and across Western Province. There's a member, Salim accommodation fee, Mibla Lordslo Displa, Mibla Stablo here. So I thought I'd make this mention so it's clear. And then that can be also taken care of. Lastly, me contribute so long, talk thank you, long man go pass, which I take him queue one time, or not past leaders you speak, said Nick, thank you long support do you, long country. Mibla look shawe across the breadth and length of West Papua New Guinea. But where I come from, sharing Indonesian border, Mibla to talk thank you long, service blue lo this country. Emta solid league debate blow me. Thank you, Mr. Speaker.
Minister of Higher Education.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Me too like Edim legal comment before me finish this bill. I want to thank all the line with all the leaders that stood up and spoke in support of the IBS bill. Just statistics to show the need. Number one, beginning of every year, as of last year's data, 438,000 Sumading start in primary school, grade 1. Grade 12, at least 35,000 graduate last year. We can only feed 25,000 students. So going forward, the challenge will be for us to grow the higher education sector at least minimum 500,000 spaces. At the moment, we have 60,000 spaces combined with all our 71 institutions, including our 10 universities and colleges. So need a big plus trade. It requires combined effort. All the leaders and of course the government. Me talk thank you, the Prime Minister and our government, putting a lot of resources and emphasis on supporting both the primary and higher education sector. In terms of our TVET, especially the lower level, TVET is where we can put in the numbers. And I'm happy to report to Parliament that we've secured 300 million that's going to support 10 technical colleges in terms of infrastructure upgrade, maintenance, and very importantly, Queensland TAFE has won in the bid, will provide them courses coming to 10 TVET colleges, which means our courses will be accredited to Queensland or Australian standard. So Almangi graduate Lolisla colleges will be able to work in Australia or New Zealand or anywhere else in the world, given that accreditation. So yes, while we're putting emphasis on higher education in terms of universities, we are also putting a lot of emphasis on the TVET spaces. So plenty way no local universities, you still can go to colleges and universities. One of the fastest and easiest approach, and I thank the Governor for your comment is through online learning. And since I became minister, I've been pushing all our universities and colleges to go online. Online is the way to go. I give you some examples. Thanks to Member Blonotwagi, Honorable Benjamin Mool, Philippine Christian University, when I visited the university campus in Manila, it's a small campus, nowhere near to UPND or Unitec, and yet they got 75,000 students all over 23 countries around the world. And the secret, they use online learning. QUT, Queensland University of Technology, I visited them 4 or 5 times now. They have 52,000 students, and even those students that stop on campus, many of them don't go to school. They just stay in their dormitories and go to school using online technology. So online technology is the way to go, online learning. And we're pushing, Divine Word has sort of taken the lead. Unitec is coming strong on that. In the first advertisement 2 years ago, when they advertised online learning or a degree program but to be taught online, they got 10,000 applicants for one program. They don't have the capacity, so they only enrolled 800. But that just shows you the power of online learning, the potential that's there. And that's where we will be investing and supporting the higher education sector to be able to create access and, of course, affordability. And so for people like, say, Mike, Nadesh, Lokami in the Help Him country, we really, really appreciate it. I found out, in fact, I visited the university twice. I must tell you, the Parliament, that they are one of the most well-run institutions. They don't receive any grants from the government, and yet they are able to operate sustainably just on school fee. And that's a lesson to all our other state and church-run institutions, to learn from them on how to be able to operate sustainably without government support. And apart from that, they are intentional in the way they deliver their programs, and especially addressing ethics, values, and discipline. You go into their classrooms, as the minute you walk through the gate and through the classrooms and everything else, there's something that will remind you, every student and staff, about ethics. Every door, every tile, everywhere you look, there's something to remind the students and staff about values, ethics, thinking big, working hard, all those things. So they are an example to the rest of the higher education sector in the way they operate their university. They've also taught robotics as well, something, and a lot of advanced studies. So I must say that I really commend them and appreciate them for what they do. And the interesting thing about Sir Mike is that he has not run this university as a commercial business. He has done it more like a charity. He has never, ever taken a drawing for his personal use since the university or the institution started, and so we thank the man for his genuineness and his heart. And he's just on his 80th birthday, where Prime Minister and myself attended, he announced that he has registered a charity organization where the university has now transferred to the charity organization that will own and operate the university for the children of Papua New Guinea. And so I thank the guy, thank the man for his vision, for his leadership, and for his heart for this country. With that, Mr. Speaker, I thank you.
The question is that the question be now put. Those in favor say aye. Aye. Those against say no. The ayes have it. The question is that the bill be now read a third time. In accordance with constitutional requirements, this bill must be passed by an absolute majority of 60 members. Clerk, please ring the bells. Attendants, close the doors. The question is that the bill be now read a third time. Would those in favor please stand? Stand. Honorable members, the results of the votes, the ayes 93 and the noes 0. Honorable Minister, you have all the support of this House. Mr. Clerk.
Third reading. A bill for an act to provide for the establishment of a university to be known as the IBS University and for related purposes.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Mr. Clerk.
Order of the day number 164, Constitutional Amendment, General Provisions for Constitutional Office Holders, Law 2025. Minister for Justice and Attorney General, third reading, second required opportunity for debate, and second vote from 26 November 2025.
Mr. Minister for Justice.
Mr. Speaker, in accordance with Standing Order 222F, I move that the proposed law to now be read a third time and commence the second required opportunity for debate.
Make your speech.
Mr. Speaker, shortly, just to remind the House that this bill has gone through first and second, and this is a final reading, so I've made my statement. I commend this bill to this House. Thank you.
Honorable members, the Parliament will now vote. Clerk, please ring the bell. So, Aswa, the question is that the question be now put. Those in favor say aye. Aye. Those against say no. The ayes have it. Honorable members, Parliament by vote now. So, Clerk, ring the bell. Tenants, close the doors. The question is that the proposed law without amendments be now agreed to. Those in favor, please stand. Those against, please stand. Honourable members, the result of the vote, the ayes 87 and the noes 0. Mr. Clerk.
Third reading, a bill for an act to alter the Constitution and for related purposes.
Mr. Clark.
Order of the day, number 165, Organic Law on the Employment of Judges, 2025, Minister for Justice and Attorney General. Third reading, second required opportunity for debate and second vote from 26 November 2025.
Honourable Minister.
Mr. Speaker, I thank the honourable members for passing the constitutional amendments. Now the organic law. This has been gone through the Parliament 2 months ago, as required by the Constitution. So it's one of those court bills now I'm bringing on. I'm sorry I didn't explain this further earlier. It's caused some confusion. So this is again is organic law and employment of judges. Mr. Speaker, in accordance with Standing Order 222F, I move that the proposed law to be now read the third time and commence the second required opportunity for debate.
Make a speech. Okay. Honourable Member Lomadang.
Thank you, Mr. Deputy Speaker. Sorry,
Mr. Speaker. Honourable Member Lomadang.
Yes.
Mr. Speaker, not
Sorry, Mr.
Deputy Speaker.
Mr. Speaker. I would just make a point on the earlier passage of the third reading. I just asked for if there's any third readings, just a matter of administration, that details of that bill can be just summarized, because it has been a passage of time since last year. These bills are named in 2025. And without a speech, some of us are not entirely clear. On the earlier third reading, I had the benefit of being given a one-page, so I know the details of the earlier third reading that we voted on. So I don't really need to contribute to the debate, but just to make a point that if the minister or any other minister wishes to give a third reading, if they can just bring a short summary in brief so the members are clear of what we are voting on. That's all. Thank you.
The question is that the question be now put. Those in favour say aye. Aye. Those against say no. The ayes have it. Honourable members, as this is the second vote, the Constitution requires that the vote must be recorded, and that in order for the proposed law to pass, it must also be supported by a two-thirds absolute majority of 79 votes. So, honourable members, the Parliament will now vote. Clerk, please ring the bells. Close the doors. All members, the question is that the proposed law without amendments be now agreed to. Would those in favor please stand? Those against, please stand. Honourable members, the results of the votes. The ayes 87 and the noes 0. Mr. Clerk.
Third reading. A proposed law A to implement sections 165, 167, 168, 169, 3A, and 170 of the Constitution, and B, repeal and replace the organic law on the terms and conditions of employment of judges 1972 and for related purposes.
Mr. Minister.
Mr. Speaker, may like taking this opportunity to thank you, the Prime Minister, Deputy Prime Minister, Opposition Leader, Deputy Opposition Leader, members of the both sides of the House, thank you. God bless you for what you are doing. You're standing up for what is right. The Constitution, the amendments has gone through. Major amendments have gone through. I have 6 other legislations to bring on. After this has been certified, these 2 legislations being certified, then we will bring 6 more enabling legislations which will make the Court of Appeal, High Court operational, which means it will take place after this has been certified. With this, Mr. Speaker, thank you very much.
Leader of Government Business.
Mr. Speaker, I move that the Parliament do now adjourn until tomorrow at 10 o'clock a.m.
The question is that the motion be agreed to. Those in favor say aye. Aye. Those against say no. Honourable members, Parliament is now adjourned to 10 o'clock tomorrow morning.